Good morning, everybody from Panama. I'm making a little video about driving from Costa Verde, which is, there's the Starbucks sign, the Wendy's sign. I just stopped for a coffee. This happened not in 2017 like the video timestamp says. It's just my dash cam, which is in a tinted window Chevy truck. And so the video isn't great, but we'll try to have fun anyway. Thursday, August 28th, 2025 is when this drive took place. So today is Friday, August 29th, 2025. And here we go. So everybody has heard me or seen my listings and about Brisas de Los Lagos. So people are looking for gated communities, sometimes here in Panama, with a fairly North American style home inside a gated community up in the mountains or a little bit off the beaten trail, but still really close to services like Do It Center, Panaphoto. So you're going to see it's going to take us about 23 minutes to drive up to the inside of the community. And that's after waiting about, man, we had to have waited at the gate for 30 seconds before it got opened for us. So you can see this is Costa Verde. We're just off the Pan American Highway. You could call it Araihan or you could call it La Chorrera. It's kind of in that area, but you can see here there's the big Do It Center, there's the El Rey Shopping Center, there's a Cisco, which is a restaurant supply store, but you can also buy in bulk as a private consumer. Metro Pharmacy, Felipe Mota is around here somewhere, which is kind of like the wine and beer store. Lots of fast food if you like the fast food, lots of mom and pop restaurants, car dealerships, everything you could want around here. So there's the Delta gas station, full service, the car wash on the right there. A big mall on the left here which has lots and lots of suppliers. This is one of the craziest corners in Panama because the way they built it is insane. So the traffic will line up here during rush hour. It's not rush hour right now. It's about 9:30 in the morning. About 9:35 a.m. So we're probably just finishing up rush hour. But this corner requires a left-hand turn across a lane of traffic coming from the left onto the merge of the traffic going right, and people get schmucked here all the time, so it's one you have to take care. There's used cars, car market, and then there's a new, what's that? That's a Jetour. That's a Chinese company, car company. They sell electric cars. I think it's the #1 electric car brand. Or maybe not. That might be, I think it's Jetour. Anyway, we have, I can't even count how many Chinese brands we have here in Panama of cars, and you can get a really nice SUV for $20K because we don't have the tariffs that Canada and the US place on the Chinese cars. So you get them for their kind of like their real price. Gas station right there with the gas prices. 76 cents a liter US dollar. I think that was for diesel. It's around 85 cents for gasoline. What else? Oh, here's our left-hand turn. Slow moving. So where we're going, Brisas de Los Lagos. It's a large gated community, and in English it translates to Lake Breezes, or breezes on the lake kind of thing. So there are a lot of little lakes. I'll post another video I took of the lakes and stuff of Brisas de Los Lagos later on, but I'm not a pro editor, as you can see. So there we go. See, that bus is clipping along, and we had to zip in front of them. And now we have to merge into the right where the cars are coming from behind us on the right. So that corner can get a little bit sketchy, especially if the traffic's a little heavier. So yeah, the Brisas de Los Lagos. It's a community that has, I'm gonna guess, 50 or 60 lots, but not every lot is built on. I think the developer has maybe 4 lots left for sale, and then there's some private sales. I've got a really good deal on a really nice lot in there, 67,000 I think, for around 2,000 meters, maybe a little bit bigger. And yeah, you're going to see, if you do a little research, I think the developer webpage, brisasdeloslagos.com or something like that, you can see kind of the style of houses they build. Also, maybe I'll put in my description a link of the lot, which also has a lot of pictures of the house, of the houses there, of the lot plan, or the overview of the lot plan, etc. So it's easy to get up here. You're close to hospitals. I mean, it's a little bit slow going because you're going through town to get there, but 20 minutes from the main highway, that's nothing. Whether you're just cruising down the highway or having to go through town, it's still 20 minutes. And in fact, this is probably easier, more scenic driving than out on the highway. But here's the casino. You can see up top they've got a boat. It's like a big child's playground up on top of the casino there. Super Extra is a supermarket. Diablo Rojo, we call the buses that are kind of crazy colors, and they drive crazy too, so you have to be careful. What else? Rodalag, that's appliances, so if you need some appliances to furnish your house. What else we got? Dead zone here for a while. We're going to go into a little residential area before we head up the hill to Brisas de Los Lagos. So we're about 8 minutes into our trip. So we're about 10 minutes left. Is that right? No. There's Global Bank. Global Bank's a expat-friendly bank. Not the best, most expat-friendly. Autocentro, that's where you can get some new tires and an oil change, get your revisado. There's the Metro Pharmacy again. A Novi, which is a really cool store. Lots of really nice furniture, outdoor furniture. It's a hardware store, so you can get all your plumbing supplies, all your tools, all your paint. Domino's Pizza. Global Bank, sorry, the before I think was a government office. That's Global. KFC. Okay, so here we go. We're turning right at the KFC. Hyundai on the left. It used to be. They moved over to Costa Verde, which is where we left from. So there's a few different ways to get through to the back road here that we need to get to go up. But I just plug it into my Waze. If you download Waze on your phone, it's probably the best navigation app you can have here in Panama, and you just put your destination. I programmed Brisas de Los Lagos in Waze many years ago. I've sold quite a few homes there. So in Waze, you just put Brisas de Los Lagos, and it will show you the best route. So Waze is calculating from other drivers which routes are working the best, which are the fastest, where there's an accident, where there's police set up, check stops, stuff like that. So Waze will always give you the best route. But this is the route I usually end up taking, so it's probably always the best route, but unless there's a closure or something. But I know I've taken other routes through the town here. Lots of speed bumps. The roads go up and down in quality. They'll get fixed and then they won't get touched for several years, and they'll start to, degrade. And then all of a sudden the government will decide to go in and rebuild the road, and it'll be a perfect road for another 7 years. And it's just, that is Panama. That's the way it goes. Sometimes you'll see these buildings, you're looking for real estate in the city, and you'll see a building that just looks so dilapidated, and you're just like, why would anyone buy in there? And then the next year, they did a renovation on it. I mean, on these buildings in Panama City, they paint them about every 6 years. And all of a sudden, it's a beautiful, beautiful building. And so people have to take that into account when looking at real estate in Panama, that the roads and the buildings will go from ugly to beautiful periodically. So this is more residential, but there's little industrial and commercial buildings mixed in. I know there's a welding shop, a couple mini supers. There's this truck in front of me is going to stop at a distributing warehouse of some kind. There's a shop, taller in English, taller, Spanish. That's a workshop for your car. So right now we're about 10. Now we're 10 minutes from the gate, or from inside the gate. So if you needed some work on your car, you're just 10 minutes away from that little shop. And that guy, you get to know that guy. He's probably so cheap. He'll fix anything for $30. Probably do an oil change on your car for somewhere between $5 and $15 if you buy the oil and the filter from a parts place somewhere. Oil and the filter are pretty comparable in price, but the labor part is where you're going to save a lot of money. Another Diablo Rojo, which means Red Devil. Lots of buses, lots of public transport. We're just about to get, that's a bar on the right. New management, it says. So I think on the left up here, we're going to go past the gas plant where they put oxygen, CO2, other gases in cylinders where, they take to welding shops and beer places for CO2, medical oxygen, stuff like that. On the left here is called Mystic City. It was a housing development made for locals. The houses in there sold for $45,000 or $50,000, the smaller ones, and then there's a little commercial area there. There were some bigger homes too that are available for resale in Mystic City. This road is really nice. It's really good all the way up. Freshly paved pretty much the whole way. It's very narrow though. there's that one pothole. Oof, it's a big one. Okay, so here's the gas plant where they're aceti oxygeno. It's called aceti oxygeno. It's not the place where you go and buy the gas. It's the place where they make it. There's a place down in La Chorrera where you, as a consumer or as a business that consumes gas, you buy it. You have to go and buy it in the town itself. The police got in that guy's way. In Panama, the police drive around with their blues and reds on all the time. Doesn't matter day or night. Like if you're a criminal and you want to go out at night and commit some crime, the police are your best friends because they let you know they're coming. There's no stealth at all. You just see blue and red flashing everywhere. It's like, oh no, hide. there's no surprise in the criminals in Panama. Here it gets so narrow they didn't bother putting a yellow line in the middle. You just kind of have to imagine where it might be. Actually, it's not that bad. I'm driving a big Chevy, 2012 Chevy Avalanche, and it's a lift kit. So I'm taking up a lot of room on the road, and I don't have any problems here. Guy riding his bike. Housing developments here and there on the left and the right. There's a mini super or a supermarket. So wow, we're 3 minutes from the gate, and you've got that supermarket there if you need something. A beer, a wine, a sugar, a coffee, some bread, some meat. We get a little higher in altitude here, but it's about the same temperature. Yesterday when I was there, I did a nice 360 video of the inside of one of my clients' houses. And man, I was pretty sopping wet. No air conditioning. It was kind of still yesterday. We were getting the kind of the tail end of the clouds and the rain from that Hurricane Aaron. So we don't get any hurricanes here, but it'll blow the rain kind of south, and we'll get some heavy rains with some of the hurricanes. So we had 3 days here of kind of rain warnings. There was a bit of flooding in the city, but that's typical, even without that kind of volume of rain. But typically when it's cloudy and kind of socked in like this, there's no breeze, so it gets a little bit humid. There was a little breeze. I could step outside of the house yesterday and I would cool off quite a bit, but inside the house was stifling. Today we have some sunshine. My window's open up here in front of my face. There's a little bit of cloud, but the warnings, today is the last day of the rain warnings from the hurricanes. Should be a sunny day tomorrow. We'll see. Rainy season in Panama isn't really the same everywhere, and it doesn't typically mean that it's raining every day or all day every day. It's in Panama City we'll get more rain than Coronado. This area where we are here in Brisas de Los Lagos gets a fair bit of rain in the rainy season, but normally what it is sunny in the mornings, clouding up by the afternoon, get a good rainfall in the afternoon, and then kind of sunny for the evening. But that's not every day, and there can be days where it socks in, and there can be a few days where it socks in and it rains. So we're at the gate. The gate does not have a guard, but it's controlled by the owners. Every owner can open and close the gate from their cell phone, and there's cameras here. So a visitor has to let an owner, whoever they know in the community, to open the gate. So I had the president of the association, the condo association, open the gate for me. He's kind of like the warden of the community. He's an American from Texas. So I just sent him a message via WhatsApp and said, I'm here. And then the gate magically opens. So we're 21 minutes. Took us about 20 minutes and 30 seconds. Could be faster, could be slower. We got behind a couple slow trucks, so we could have gotten here a little quicker. But once you're inside, I'm going to take you about halfway in, and then my video stops for some reason, and I couldn't find a continuation on my dash cam. So we're going to drive by a house or two, but you're going to get a feel for what the inside of the community is here. It's got fairly well-maintained roads. They're not highway pavement, but they're not gravel, so they're comfortable to drive on. Nice trees, nice greenery. It's going to be a house on the left down here, and then we're going to cross one of the lakes. Lots of lakes. I think there's even a river that runs through. Really nice. Coming up here on the right is the $67,000 lot that we have for sale. I'll just tell you exactly when. There's a new house being built on the right here too, but as we round the corner to the left, that's our lot. So there's the new construction. We're just going to the left, and that's the lot right in your screen there, nice and flat. You've got a neighbor to the left, a neighbor up ahead on the right, and a neighbor ahead on the left. But you're still on big 2,000 meter lots, so spacious. Okay, see ya.